Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and today's video is about I've never been in love before. I'm going to focus on an email from a 33-year-old woman who has never been in love before. So I'm just going to start off by getting to this email where she says, "Hey Coach, I'm coming to you because I think I have a real problem. I'm 33 years old, fit, and would say I'm pretty." She sent me a picture, so I would happen to agree with that. "I've dated several guys, but my longest relationship is only 9 months. Okay, so that tells me that something is definitely going on there. 33 years old and your longest relationship is 9 months. That's not typical, to say the least. She says, "My longest relationship was with a guy who I would say was a good guy. I just didn't feel anything for him. I know I broke his heart when we broke up. I even paid for a dating service for him because I wanted him to move on." An odd thing to do, right? "He was heartbroken and he even told me there is something wrong with me and I need to get help." So this poor guy is heartbroken, probably hoping in the back of his mind that it's going to work out with her, that they can work things out together, and she's like, "I got you this gift card for a dating app membership. Have at it. So long. Don't call me, I'll call you. And don't sit by the phone, I'm not going to call you." I have dated women like this, and I actually have a female friend who has done something very similar to this. And, you know, the thing is that they're detached. They're just detached. Let me go on with the email. She says, "I don't know. I just don't get close to anyone, or too close to anyone. I don't even know why people even want to get close to others." That's a red flag right there. "My mother never kissed me or held me." Now we're getting somewhere. "My father divorced her and moved away when I was young." See, now it's adding up. "He lived far away, so I would only see him every few years." So we can see here, it's no wonder why she has issues getting attached to anybody. She couldn't even attach to her parents. And it sounds like she obviously didn't get very much attention from her parents. Her dad wasn't even there, and her mom wasn't giving her any kissing and kisses and hugs and love. And, you know, after a few years of living like that, it's going to affect your attachment style. You're going to become detached. And she, in my opinion, based on the little bit of information I have here, has an avoidant attachment style. Because, I mean, immediately I can tell she doesn't trust people, right? Guys, if you're dating a woman that says that she doesn't trust people, you better tread lightly, because there's a very good chance they have an avoidant attachment style, and they're never really going to get close to you or anyone else from that, for that matter. Don't take it personally, unless they do some major work on themselves, and that work is not easy. And the problem that I keep seeing again and again with people that have a avoidant attachment style is that they really just don't care about connecting with others. To them, it's not a big deal that they being in a relationship or finding love, or they just, you know, they don't care much about it, so they don't worry about changing. There's little motivation for them to change, because the work that they'd have to do to get that reward just isn't worth it for them. In a lot of cases. Not for everybody, of course. So this woman is 33 years old, and she's starting to see all of her friends get married and start a family, and she's realizing she's going to be the only one standing on the dance floor, right? But it's only starting to happen now because of her age. Finally starting to settle in. Let me go on with the email. She says, when I broke up with this last guy, my friend noticed I didn't even get that upset. She said that the way I talked with him was cold and cruel. But I was just telling him what was on my mind. I don't know. Everyone really liked him, but me. Here's why dating a woman like this would be difficult. If you started to get attached to her, it would make her feel trapped. And then she would push you away, right? Then that disconnect is going to cause you to feel anxiety and make you feel like this fear of abandonment. And then you start to chase her and then have emotional meltdowns when she's not responding to you. You are constantly going to have fears of them leaving you. And they're very valid fears because they're not even that attached to you. So for them, you're not really that much of a priority. So yeah, they would be a lot more likely to walk away. Sometimes they even tell you, well, why don't you date so-and-so? And they start to talk to you about like dating other people. And then what happens? It just sets off your anxiety even worse, and you do even more things to push them away and make them feel smothered and trapped. Here's one of my favorite sayings from people that tend to have an avoidant attachment style. You hear this one a lot. They say something mean, and then they'll be like, well, I'm just being honest with you. No. You're being hurtful because when you're hurtful, you know that it pushes that other person away, and now you got some distance and some space, and you don't feel so trapped. You're doing it to make you feel better. You're not doing it to be honest. Oh, that one drives me nuts. So, she finishes off the email by saying, Craig, why haven't I ever been in love before? I don't understand what's going on, but I feel like it's me. Yeah, it's you. Well, the reason that you've never been in love before is because you've never felt love before. Your parents were cold and detached, right? They weren't attentive to your emotional needs. So eventually you got angry and gave up. You probably got so fed up with it that you're like, the hell with it, I'm going to do it on my own. If you can't trust your caregivers, it is very, very difficult to trust your romantic partners. I'm going to say this again because it's crucial, guys. If you can't trust your caregivers, it is very difficult to trust your romantic partners. Now, I got a couple more points here to share with you guys. You'll ultimately not want to get close to somebody else because you believe they're going to let you down like your parents did. For you people that have an avoidant attachment style, empathy is critical in relationships. Well, this is actually important for all you guys. Empathy is critical in relationships. Now, people that have not learned to connect with others and connect with their parents when they were little struggle to learn empathy. So they see other people as a need-gratifying object. They don't see them as a full person with emotions and feelings. They see them as somebody that's there to meet their own needs. It's a selfish way of looking at a relationship. And it's because they've been emotionally starved and they have so little given to them that they have so little to give out. So it's kind of like they're this black hole of neediness where it's like they need to make up for all those years of needing, and then they don't know how to give. So, if you really are wanting to find love, you're gonna have to deal with your early childhood issues. I would highly recommend you getting a therapist who is trained in understanding attachment theory and object relations theory. You have to talk about your pain and your hurt that happened in order to heal. And you need to learn empathy. It's crucial in relationships. Maybe start easy by volunteering someplace. Learning a little empathy by helping others. I don't know if you would have the capacity to take care of an animal, maybe a cat. They're a little less work than a dog. But maybe a pet would be a nice way for you to start to understanding other people's needs, in this case an animal's needs, but somebody else, understanding that something else has needs that you have to take care of. But it's not an easy situation when you have been neglected your whole life or abandoned and you haven't been given that consistent amount of love. You just don't know what love is. You haven't experienced it. So if you liked the video, throw a like on there, write a comment, and share your thoughts about what I had to say. And if you want to get my help personally, go to AskCraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. Be sure you subscribe because I got a lot of great content coming, and I will talk with you soon.